The type of hate that you have for MAGA, the type of hate that you have for Trump, it's not from God. God does not instill hate. God does not put hate in your heart. That type of hate only comes from Satan. See, I know you guys like to say that Trump supporters are hateful, but the truth is, we just push the word of God. Prior to all this political stuff with Obama and onward, we could care less about what anybody else did in their lives. We handled our own business, and that was good enough. But at some point, y'all decided that whatever things that you were doing in your own personal lives as the minority, you wanted to enforce it in our laws. This then started to affect our children. It started to affect our jobs. It started to affect America. Because now you're forcing your ways upon us because you want to be seen. When you had everything you needed to just do what you needed to do. Because you brought that force upon America, the opposite force came against you, which is the force of God, which is why so many Christians stood up and said, now we have to participate in the politics. Now we have to be vocal. Now we have to stand up. Because this group of people decided we need to be in the forefront. We need to start changing laws, and we're coming for your children. Even with all of that, we don't hate you. We're just fighting what's coming against us. We're fighting for our children just to be able to go to school and learn correctly. We're fighting for our families and our children so that they won't be in a world where politicians are constantly stealing their money and tricking them out of their taxes and making it where they can't even afford a home and afford to live. And because we decided to stand up and defend ourselves, y'all call us hateful. But the truth is, we don't have hate for you. What true Satanist hate is waking up wishing death on a man every single day. What true Satanist hate is waking up every day mad at MAGA talking about we'll never forgive you and we'll hunt you down and you're going to have to move out of all your cities and states and you're going to have to be quiet when we get back in charge. What true Satanist hate is celebrating a man being publicly executed when he was just debating children at colleges. Do you think that that type of hate comes from God? And if you're serving a party that makes you wake up and hate with the hate of Satan every day, something is wrong. I pray that you guys figure it out. You're not on the right side of this. Wake up. God bless.
What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you guys pulling up today, man. We got to talk about it, man, because Democrats are losing their minds and everything that this brother said. First off, I want to say I appreciate what he said. Second off, I'm going to say I agree with everything that he said. And it's so crazy because when you get online and you listen to Democrat politicians, they are overtly telling you if we ever get a chance to get in power again, everybody that voted against us, every company that overturned DEI, that went against what we wanted to implement in the direction we wanted to take this country, we are bringing the pain to each and every one of you guys. And we got to do everything that we can to stop them from getting into power. I am glad that in 2026, the Supreme Court that the Democrats, that Hakeem Jeffries called illegitimate. How is the Supreme Court illegitimate? Because they passed a ruling that you don't agree with. We have three branches of government. The Supreme Court sits at the highest point of one of those three branches, which happens to be the judicial. There's nothing illegitimate about them. The ruling was passed fair, and it makes complete sense because in 2026, congressional districts do not have to be gerrymandered in a way around race. It should be based on the zip codes and the people who live amongst each other. Most communities in America are diverse communities. Redlining has been outlined for quite some time, but for some reason, the party that implemented redlining way back when wants redlining to continue. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going.
There's been a lot of talk how there won't be any black Republican members in the new term. Yeah. What do you make of that?
Nothing. I don't understand how that's relevant.
Is there a problem with like recruitment, or
I don't think it's a problem with anything. I'm not here because I'm black. I am here because I'm qualified representative for Congressional District 38, and the American people choose who they want to choose.
Yeah.
And the one thing I don't want to get into is this game of race bait all day, every day. If there's 4, if there's 10, if there's none, what we are talking about is who is the best person that is best qualified to fill a seat, regardless of the way that they look. And I tell people this all the time till I'm blue in the face. I represent a white majority district that President Trump would have won by over 20 points, and I won by 25 points the last time I ran. I'm being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. I don't care how many black people are here. I want the most qualified people that are here.
And
Thank you.
Oh, got it. Thank you, Chris.
He's absolutely right. And I'm there with him on that. I don't care how much or how little melanin a person has in any of these seats. What I'm concerned with is your agenda and your policies and how those policies will affect me. That's the only concern that I have, because we've seen people who are in office, Jim Clyburn, Maxine Waters, Raphael Warnock, who happen to be black, and there's plenty of others, Jasmine Crockett, there's plenty of others out there that are in these positions, quote unquote, for representation of black people, but they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing for their district. Absolutely nothing. There's no improvement at all. So I don't care anything. Miss me with all of that. And the reality of it is this: there's a potential that there could be zero black Republicans in the House of Representatives, but there's a high probability that there could be some, because last time I checked, in Texas, there's a few Republicans running for a representative seat. They got an opportunity to win as well. Sheldon Daniels and a few others out there. So I'm so tired of, oh, we need representation. No, we need people that can do the daggone job. That's what we need.
Our message to Florida Republicans is F around and find out.
Oh, really?
It's a violation of the Constitution. It is. It's a violation of the Constitution. I'm out of order, but y'all are doing illegal.
Representative Persons Mullica has waived closed. The question now recurs on final passage of HB 1D. The clerk will unlock the machine and the members will proceed.
You literally have a black woman in a onesie, let's just call it what it is, in a onesie, a pink onesie at that, in a state congressional hearing with a bullhorn, showing no coof, no emotional stability, no emotional control, cutting up and acting a fool because the vote is going in a direction that they don't appreciate. This is sad, man. This is a bad look. Bad look.
Need to vote. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? The clerk will lock the machine and announce the vote.
83 yeas, 28 nays, Mr. Speaker.
Show the bill passes. Read the next bill.
Well, T-Moo Obama. It would appear to me that Florida Republicans just around. You gonna make them find out now, right? The same people that was cheering on that Virginia redistricting are now highly upset that this Florida redistricting, yeah, that's about to happen. It's a little bit hypocritical, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. It's the same people that were in favor of this no king shit that were giving a standing ovation to an actual king. Now, I'm not saying you're goofy. No, I am.
Yeah, he's definitely goofy.
I hope this deters all of y'all from moving to Florida. This shit's so funny to watch. Why, you ask?
Because they started this war, and we're going to finish it.
Well, let's see you finish it, you largemouth bass-looking bitch.
Yo, it's crazy, man. Earlier this week, this dude was walking out with his chest poked out, talking about how, acting like he was just Billy Bad. And now, don't sound so tough, do you, T-Move Obama? Don't sound so tough, because the Supreme Court came in and karate chopped y'all behinds. Now, like my sister Celeste says, she's convinced that Democrats don't have the numbers that they say that they have. And that's why they feel like they have to do these types of things, gerrymander the vote, gerrymander districts, You know, they don't want to pass voter ID laws. They want, you know, illegal immigrants coming across the border, and they want them, you know, spread out in all types of districts so they can get more seats potentially, because they can gerrymander those in a way that would give them more seats. She's convinced that they don't have it. And I'm convinced as well, because if they really thought that they could win based off of policies and ideas, they wouldn't care. They'd say, bring it on and compete. But this right here just lets you know that their agenda is weak. Their agenda is wicked. Their policies are terrible for the nation. And they know that if they actually have to get out there, compete, and they have to explain to people what their actual agenda is, people gonna run from the hills or run for the hills. They know it.
We're gonna do maximum warfare against Republicans. Florida Republicans, you F around, you're gonna find out all this stuff. And, you know, what I said was, listen, and he's like, oh, if you do the redistricting, we're going to take out all your members. We're going to.
Is it me, or does Ron DeSantis sound like, you know, old boy from Tropic Thunder? You know what I'm talking about, right? Robert Downey Jr. when he was in blackface in Tropic Thunder. That's what he sounds like.
Do all this stuff. And what I said was, go ahead, make my day.
Yeah, Hakeem Jeffries gets in front of the camera and starts talking like real tough, like a real tough game. But here's the reality behind the tough game he's talking. Humans operate off of incentive structures. He doesn't like the idea of Florida redistricting because he knows it's not going to benefit Democrats. So he tries to act like it is and threaten Republicans in order to try to get them to not do it. Just think about this. How often do you see Democrats complaining about things that benefit them? How often do you see them threatening things that benefit them? You don't. So it's just a cover up because, again, this would be an ideal situation. Florida passes their new maps. Virginia's maps get struck down because it's unconstitutional due to their state constitution. They had multiple procedural violations, is the best way to put it, when trying to get this redistricting passed. So I think there's a good chance the court shuts that down. He's saying it's maximum warfare. Okay, if it's maximum warfare, all the states in the South start working to redistrict. They're going to do everything in their power to win anyway, so play the same game.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Republicans got to play the same game. They have to, because Democrats are willing to get in the mud. It's time to get in the mud with them. Simple as that. Fight fire with fire.
The Supreme Court just gutted the Voting Rights Act and made it harder for Black and brown people to vote. No, they didn't. And let me tell you why anyone saying that should actually be viewed with contempt, particularly if you are a minority, a Black or brown person yourself.
He is absolutely right. It is not going to hinder your ability to vote. It's not. You can still register. You can still show up at your local polling place when that time comes around.
All the Supreme Court did was say, hey, if you're in a particular area, this case, Louisiana, you can't look at a map and say, this area is 85, 90% Black. Let me draw the lines around this district all funny so that I get a bunch of Black people in these districts, right? They said you can't do that anymore. Now, why would that be a problem? Why is it that the Democrat Party thinks that it's an affront to their hold on power? They think that if you have a large minority group of people that's all in the same area, they think that that means that all those people are going to vote for them. They think that those people are so afraid of blowback or getting punished or attacked that they will simply fall in lockstep and vote Democrat every single time.
Yeah, they believe that they own the Black vote. They believe that Black people are a monolith and they are going to support them no matter what. But when you look at the way they wanted to draw the map in Louisiana, how would Black people be represented when you're drawing a congressional district through the middle of the state, from the bottom of the boot all the way up to the top to Shreveport? We're talking about crossing multiple zip codes, multiple counties. The people in New Orleans have different issues than the people in Shreveport and the places in the middle. How is a representative supposed to support a constituents cross multiple counties, multiple zip codes, multiple school districts? How is that supposed to work? And that is the reason why nothing gets accomplished, because you can't support people in a multitude of districts, and a multitude of zip codes and a multitude of counties. Every county has their own issues. Every county, is looking for something different out of their representative. And the fact that they drew the map like this just lets it be known that they don't have any intent on doing anything for the constituents that put them in office. They don't have, they could care less. Their job is just to get into office. Simple as that.
There used to be a word for that. It started with the word S and rhymes with knavery. See, that's why they're upset, right? Because they think that, oh, just because the chains were taken off by Republicans in the past, we want to keep those chains on now. And anything that gets in the way of us keeping a stranglehold on the black or brown population should be viewed as gutting the Voting Rights Act. And we're just simply saying, look, you cannot simply sit there and say there's lots of black or brown people in these areas. Let's draw the maps in a way that we capture them all to ourselves, because we know that they are duty bound to vote for the Democrat Party, or at least they think they are. You're not going to like those facts, but that's the truth.
He's absolutely right. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts on any of this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. You can also support the channel via Cash App as well. Appreciate you guys that support what we're doing over here. Faith-based, biblical, political commentary. We appreciate you guys supporting what we're doing over here, man. As always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.